Hey everybody, and welcome to another episode of I Should Be Painting. I'm Aaron, your host from the Cool Guys Nation. Today we're going to be talking about two topics, hopefully relatively quickly. The first is, when is it appropriate to take a hobby break and why? And the second is, how to avoid spending a huge amount of money when GW drops a new army, but there aren't enough models available for you to buy. So let's get into it. Many of you may have noticed over the past 2 weeks there has not been many uploads from the Cool Guys Nation. And that is because 2 weeks ago next Tuesday, I broke my ankle, hairline fracture and a bad sprain. And the bottom line is just that between work and being injured and all the other stuff going on, I had to make the decision to put my hobby to the side. This was not one of the cases where the hobby was going to actually help me get through it. It was one of the cases where making videos and trying to paint models was extremely difficult, if not physically impossible, but also added too much mental stress. Now, we've done videos about this in the past. We've done the positive attributes of gaming and why sometimes when you feel like you don't want to do your hobby, you should do your hobby. But at the same time, you also have to let your hobby go. And for me, this is one of those cases where I needed to take a week to 2 weeks off in order to let myself physically heal and deal with my normal day-to-day activities while also dealing with a fractured foot. Now, fortunately, it's a bad sprain, a hairline fracture. I didn't crack it in half. And okay, you want to know how I did it? Fine. I was doing a Zoom karate class. That's right, a karate class where it's taught over Zoom. And I was doing warm-ups. I wasn't even practicing crane kicks. I was just doing warm-ups and I was doing jumping jacks and I lost my balance and I rolled my foot and I cracked my ankle. Super embarrassing, particularly in front of your child who is also part of the class. But hey, things happen when you exercise. That's not what we're here to talk about. What we're here to talk about is mitigating your creative urge and not letting yourself feel bad for taking a break when you need to take a break. Now, last year, during the beginning of the pandemic, we had different feelings. At least a lot of the people at CGN had different feelings. We were feeling overwhelmed. We were feeling scared. We were uncertain about our futures. We were not able to see each other. We're still not able to see each other for the most part. And because of all of those emotions, a lot of us wanted to retreat away from our hobby, but we found it was important to embrace the hobby and embrace the video calls and do the I Should Be Painting every Sunday and hang out on Wednesdays and just talk and focus on non-related, human life activity. And our hobby was able to help us get through that. We've also talked about how many of the people in the CGN crew have this innate urge to be doing something, to be making something, that just watching television or playing a video game or reading a book or doing nothing sort of feels wrong. And I bet a lot of other people who are in the hobby feel that too. You feel this creative urge. But the truth is, sometimes you have to put that aside. If you're super overwhelmed at work, and on top of it, you're really stressed out because your Space Marine project is behind, that's not good. You don't want that. Now, I'm not saying abandon your hobby entirely the first time that you feel overwhelmed. I'm just saying understand and accept the moments when maybe you need to take care of other things and you need to put your hobby aside. And for me, it's making these videos, it's painting these miniatures, it's doing live streams. I needed to take, 2 weeks, pretty much about 13 days so far, 14 days tomorrow, in order just to heal and do my day job. So that is why you have not seen me on the channel, but I also wanted to talk about how important it is. Yes, your hobby can help keep you mentally focused. It can be an outlet. It can keep you a more stable and healthy person, particularly those people who have this internal desire to create. But it can also put added pressure on your life when you have other things that you need to do. And sometimes you need to alleviate that pressure by reminding yourself your hobby can take a break. It'll be there for you when you get back. Whether it's a mental health break or a physical health break, sometimes you just have to take a break. Now, we're going to be talking about another topic, and that is what to do in order to avoid spending tons of money when GW comes out with something new, like the new Dark Eldar, but there is not enough inventory to buy it. And my general advice, which I'm going to say before we hop over to the computer, is don't buy it. If you are one of the people who have been lucky enough to get the limited number of models that Games Workshop is releasing as they come up with these new books, good for you. But if you're one of the many people who have not been able to get the models, my suggestion is to do not fall into that trap of going to eBay and paying too much money to get something that you want it right now because it's the hotness right now. You should wait for it. Unless you have piles of cash or you just don't care or the cost is irrelevant, that's fine. But otherwise, avoid the toxic impulse to buy something because it's the new cool thing when it's not available at reasonable prices. And we're going to hop over to the computer and I'm going to show you exactly what I'm talking about. So let's go do that and then we'll do featured creators. And welcome back to I Should Be Painting. Hopefully in another 2 weeks I will be boot free. I don't know. I don't have a cast. I'm not sure what to call it. Brace free, hopefully. Now that we got all that hard stuff out of the way, let's talk about what's going on with Games Workshop, specifically with Dark Eldar and how to prevent yourself from spending a whole bunch of money. Now, I'm not one to judge. When new things come out, I want them, particularly right when they come out. But the fact is, right now is not the best time to be impulse buying with all the new stuff. So we are just on the Games Workshop site and everything looks fine until you scroll down and then all of a sudden everything is out of stock. Oh my gosh. That is ridiculous. I don't know what's going on with Games Workshop. I'm not here to talk about whether they're intentionally limiting supply, which I can't imagine they would be doing. I mean, I know that the markets, particularly the supply chains, are extremely stressed and everything is all crazy because of the pandemic. But if you're really, really into something at Games Workshop and you see all the new stuff and you want to get it, if you can get it, great. But if you can't get it, I strongly recommend that you wait a couple months, find something else to work on so that you don't overpay for your models. So for example, if we go over to eBay and you're like, I just have to have the Hellions, we're talking about $100. This one's $100 with shipping. This one's with free shipping, which is just crazy. And I get it. Like, if you want it right now and you got the dough to spend, then you certainly can get it right now. But my recommendation is when something new comes out, if you can't get it for standard market price, wait. Let's take a look at mandrakes. Mandrakes are also expensive, and you're talking about some of these are the old mandrakes, right? Like $139. Like, at least these are painted, you know what I mean? But still, we're talking about a lot of money. Incubi. This is the only reasonable one that I've found. $60, which is still with free shipping from Russia. Hopefully it's real. Still $10 over, standard US market value. My point being, yeah, new stuff is great. But right now, with the market and the limited amount of stuff that you can get, we have seen this over and over again. We've seen this with Space Marines. We've seen this with Necrons. We've seen this with Dark Angels. Now we're seeing it with Dark Eldar. There is not sufficient quantity to supply the demand. And I'm not going to go into the reasons why. I don't think it's a conspiracy, personally. I just think that the supply chain is extremely overburdened due to the pandemic. Like, for example, I can't get one of my medications for Crohn's because the facility that normally makes my Crohn's medicine, which comes in a shot, is currently making vaccines, which I totally understand, but at the same time, I also need my Crohn's medicine. My point being, everything is spread thin and there's a lot of difficulty. All I'm saying is, if you want to save some money, resist the impulse to buy all the new stuff unless you are one of the lucky few that get it before it sells out. I'm tired of this ad. I don't want your ad. All right, let's take a look at our 3 featured creators. Well, here we are with our 3 featured creators this week, and I'm going to be starting out with Maximum Heresy. We've looked at Maximum Heresy before. He is one of these really, really fun creators that adds these custom Lego heads to all sorts of Space Marine and Warhammer 40k stuff. And even though we featured him before, I'm featuring him again today because he was kind enough to send me some fun pictures when he found out that my ankle was not so great. He was like, here, check these out. I hope they make you smile. And I gotta tell you, they did make me smile. Particularly the G-Man with a Lego head and a beard, and he's sleepy. It looks like he's got sleepy eyes. I love it. I don't know what it is about this whimsical, ridiculous, funny, well-painted, interesting way of converting using Lego heads, but I absolutely love it. The other thing that I really, really love is that you're using this box for the background. At first I was like, what is this background? What is this background? I believe that is one of the Indominus boxes. Am I incorrect? It's like just the artwork that kind of comes with GW you're setting up to place as a background. Correct me if I'm wrong on that, but I think it's either a poster or a box from GW, which I think is brilliant. So if you're looking for an awesome background, like, use the freaking pictures on the box. Genius. Oh my gosh. Genius all around. Next up, we are heading on over to Play on Tabletop. Play on Tabletop did a fantastic playthrough of my game and Dave's game, The Rangers, The Quest for the Bloodstone. It is our board game. Dave sent them a copy and they made this video. It's not only a walkthrough, but they also cut in scenes from the movie. And it's really awesome because they are playing both Dave's character, Drewston, and my character, which is Valen. And I'm really, really excited to see it. 7,000 views, awesome. And if you want to check it out, please head on over to Play on Tabletop. They are an amazing, amazing channel, just absolutely incredible. And you can watch them play through our game. And then of course you can buy the game. I'll have a link in the description from the store at Miniwargaming.com. And if you search for recent items, you just sort it by recent items, it should be well at the top. I believe there are still copies available that you can get a DVD and the board game. But we definitely have plenty of copies of the board game to go around. So thank you so much, Play on Tabletop, for doing an in-depth and awesome video about the Rangers board game. Lastly, that's right. Oh my goodness. What is this? From Lev-Ari, we have a magnetized Thanos with the different arms and the different heads, which is fantastic. It's so cool. I haven't seen a magnetized Thanos yet, but it's really nice that you can go from him having the gauntlet to him not having the gauntlet, because obviously there's 2 different play modes. If you don't know, there's 2 different play modes with Thanos. I believe that there's like a single player where you can fight him, and then you can also play as him. But even if you're playing as him, the number of gems that he has isn't like the full number. Like, you can assign him a certain number of gems for points. So being able to have this customization is really cool. And just in general, it's really, really well done magnetization, having the magnets covered and painted. So I can't say enough about this. Fantastic job. Beautiful model, beautiful customization, and also useful. And look, what's in the background? Hold on, let's wait for his hand. Boom! Look at that robot. Look at that beautiful robot sitting right there. I love it. So check out Lev-Ari. He is amazing. Well, everybody, thank you so much for joining us once again here on I Should Be Painting. This is Aaron from the Cool Guys Nation. Remember to check out our Patreon in the notes below. Check out our Discord. You can join our Discord for free. If you want to have special status in our Discord, you can do that by joining our Patreon. Also, you can check out our website, which is coolguysnation.com, and sign up for our newsletter. Otherwise, please like this video and share this video. And until next time, we'll see you on the table.